Did you know that before the spotlight and before the acclaim, Michelle Pfeiffer was a checkout girl at a supermarket in California? It's 1973, and young Michelle is scanning groceries, dreaming of the big screen. Little did she know she would one day become an icon. Today, I'm diving deep into the untold chapters of Michelle Pfeiffer's youth. From the aisles of Vaughn's supermarket to the glitz of Hollywood, Michelle's journey is like a screenplay worth examining. Buckle up as we uncover the roots that grounded her, the struggles that shaped her, and the victories that defined her. Picture this: it's April 29, 1958, in the coastal haven of Santa Ana, California. The air is tinged with the promise of the 60s revolution, and a star is born into a family as ordinary as any. Michelle Marie Pfeiffer, the second of 4 children, enters a world far from the future glitz and glamour she's destined for. Her father, Dick, an air conditioning contractor, and her mother, Donna, a housewife, are the first to teach her of the Midwestern values of hard work and the importance of family. Growing up, Michelle's home was always filled with love and laughter, a foundation that kept her grounded amidst the whirlwind of fame that was to come. She was the family's golden girl. With her striking features and a smile that could light up the room, her father's work ethic and her mother's nurturing heart were etched into her character, and those values echoed throughout her career. As a child, Michelle possessed a quiet confidence, a little girl with big dreams in her eyes. Her siblings, Dee Dee, Lori, and Rick, would often find her in acting scenes from her favorite TV shows, a hint of the passion for acting that would define her career. She wasn't just playing, she was living each character, even then showcasing the dedication that would become her trademark. Santa Ana was more than just a backdrop for Michelle's youth. It was where she learned the values of community and the arts. The Pfeiffer family, although not affluent, savored the cultural richness around them, from the beachside carnivals to the local theater plays. These experiences sowed the seeds of creativity in Michelle, nurturing a love for performance that only grew with time. And while her high school years at Fountain Valley High were a blend of typical teenage angst and triumphs, it was there, in the bustling hallways and drama classes, where Michelle began to shape her dream into something tangible. She wasn't the loudest voice. She didn't need to be. Her presence was felt in her poise, her performances, and the subtle yet undeniable mark she left on everyone she met. Even then, Michelle's life was a canvas of contrast. The cheerleader with the contemplative side, the homecoming queen with the depth unseen in the flicker of a stage light. Friends and teachers alike saw a rare blend of beauty and introspection, a duality that Michelle would carry into her storied career. By the time graduation rolled around, the seeds of her future were already taking root. Her ambitions were set, and her journey to the silver screen was about to begin. But it was these hometown roots, this unassuming beginning, that kept her grounded in the years of stardom that lay ahead. Let's rewind to the year 1972. The halls of Fountain Valley High are buzzing with the latest gossip and the anticipation of the upcoming school play. Amidst it all, there's Michelle, a teenager whose dreams are bigger than the pages of her textbooks. It's here, in the drama club's embrace, where Michelle's spark for acting is fanned into a flame. Imagine her, script in hand, heart racing as she auditions for her first school play. It's a moment of pure vulnerability, one that would define her path. She lands a role, not the lead she hoped for, but it didn't matter. On that stage, under those bright, unforgiving lights, Michelle found her calling. But it wasn't all curtain calls and applause. In the fall of '72, a pivotal incident in the school's drama department shakes Michelle. The lead actress falls ill just days before the premiere. The show's in jeopardy, but then Michelle steps in. With lines learned overnight and nerves of steel, she saves the day. It's her unsung hero moment, a testament to her dedication and resilience. As the curtains closed and the applause echoed, something inside Michelle shifted. The taste of success, the adrenaline of performance, she was hooked. This was where she was meant to be, and it was an unwavering resolve that carried her through the rest of her high school years. Yet it wasn't just acting that caught Michelle's eye. Her high school years were a mosaic of interests. She dabbled in creative writing. Her her words painting vivid pictures of teenage musings. She was a champion debater, her voice strong and persuasive, hinting at the powerful performances that awaited her in the future. And let's not forget the prom of '75. As the newly crowned homecoming queen, Michelle had the world at her feet. But even amidst the celebration, her eyes were set on a horizon beyond the high school gym's glittering decor: Hollywood. Michelle graduated with more than just a diploma. She carried with her the ambition to chase the dream that had sparked in those early years, the courage to step into the unknown, and the drive that would soon catapult her into a world of scripts, auditions, and spotlights. In 1976, a year that witnessed America's bicentennial celebration, also saw Michelle Pfeiffer make a decision that would redefine her future. Fresh out of high school, with the echoes of applause from her school plays still resounding, Michelle had a revelation. It wasn't the fleeting thrill of teenage stardom she craved. It was the art of acting, the craft of becoming someone else. That year, she took the plunge and enrolled in acting classes at the Golden West College, a community college that was about to become the launchpad for her stellar journey. Under the tutelage of passionate instructors, Michelle honed her craft. Each line, each gesture, each expression was a step closer to her dream. But dreams don't pay the bills. To support herself, she donned her supermarket apron by day, studying scripts by the flicker of a checkout light. Fast forward to 1978, a defining moment. Michelle decides to compete in the Miss Orange County Beauty Pageant. Why, you ask? Not for the crown, but for the stage, the audience, the spotlight. It was all a rehearsal for the grand stage of Hollywood. And guess what? She won. The pageant became her unexpected stepping stone, leading to an agent and the auditions that followed. Here's something I'll reveal more about later. Did you know that one of her first auditions almost made her quit acting for good? Hold that thought. We'll circle back to that pivotal audition, but first, let's not skip ahead too fast. In the late '70s, Los Angeles was a melting pot of talent and ambition, and Michelle was just another face in the crowd, attending audition after audition. Rejection became a familiar foe, but Michelle, with her steely resolve, pressed on. It was a grueling process, but she knew that each no was a step closer to an emphatic yes. And then it happened. The year is 1980. The audition room is packed and the air is thick with anticipation. This was it, the moment that could make or break her career. The role? The bombshell Stephanie Zanoni in the movie Grease 2. It was a performance that demanded everything Michelle had learned, every ounce of her passion. Michelle dazzled the casting directors, capturing the essence of Stephanie with a raw, undeniable energy. Her performance was a testament to her years of dedication, and it paid off. She landed the role, setting her on a trajectory that would see her rise from a supermarket checkout girl to a Hollywood sensation. Stay tuned, because what comes next is the story of how that first big break nearly broke her, and how she emerged against all odds to become a name that would echo in the halls of Hollywood for decades to come. In the early '80s, Michelle Pfeiffer's Hollywood journey hit the ground running, or should I say, stumbled. Yes, even our brightest stars trip on their way to the top. It's 1980, and the ink on her Grease 2 contract is barely dry when Michelle faces the cold truth of Tinseltown. Critics panned the movie, and many doors that seemed open began to close. But here's the kicker. Michelle, with her razor-sharp wit, quipped, "I got the worst reviews of anyone on the planet." Ah, the humble beginnings of self-depreciating humor that we've come to love. Navigating the choppy waters of Hollywood, Michelle knew that Grease 2 was not her final act. By 1983, she had pivoted, showcasing her versatility in the crime drama Scarface. Say hello to her little friend, Resilience. As Elvira Hancock, Michelle was a revelation. The role was gritty, it was raw, and it was a far cry from the poodle skirts and high school drama. This performance silenced the doubters and catapulted her into the league of actors to watch. But don't think it was all smooth sailing from there. The mid-'80s were a test of tenacity. For every Scarface, there was a Sweet Liberty, a film that promised much but delivered little at the box office. And yet, Michelle, with the grace of a gazelle dodging obstacles, leapt from role to role, learning, growing, and never slowing down. Then comes 1987, a year of magic. With her role in The Witches of Eastwick, Michelle not only shared the screen with titans like Jack Nicholson, but also held her own with Alpom. The film was a hit, and Michelle's portrayal of the innocent and bewildered Sookie Ridgemont won hearts. It was clear the girl from Santa Ana had arrived, and she was here to stay. The end of the decade brought Michelle's definitive breakthrough. The year 1989 wasn't just about big hair and shoulder pads, it was the year Michelle became the fabulous Baker's boy Susie Diamond. The fabulous Baker Boy's Susie Diamond. This wasn't just a role, it was a reincarnation. Critics raved, audiences swooned, and Michelle earned herself a Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination. Talk about hitting the right notes. And remember that audition I teased earlier? The one that nearly broke her spirit? It was for a little film called Splash, and the role went to another upcoming star, Daryl Hannah. Sure, it stung, but Michelle shrugged it off, saying, "Every time I get rejected, I just say, 'Next.'" And boy was she right. From supermarket aisles to the glitz of the Oscars, Michelle's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance. Her triumphs were hard-won, each failure a stepping stone to greater heights. Stay tuned, because up next, we'll peel back the curtain on Michelle's personal life, the loves, the losses, and the lessons learned. Off-screen, Michelle's life has been as captivating as her performances. Let's turn the page to a chapter not often read, the story of Michelle Pfeiffer, the person. You see, despite her rising fame, she managed to keep her personal life just that, personal. But here's what we do know. The values instilled in her in Santa Ana remained her compass amid the Hollywood chaos. In the early 80s, Michelle's heart led her into a brief but impactful marriage with actor Peter Horton. They were young, in love, and navigating the labyrinth of fame together. Though their union was not to last, it was during these years that Michelle's commitment to her craft became unshakable. Peter, in interviews, has reflected on their time together with nothing but respect, a testament to the grace with which they both handled their parting. But it wasn't just romantic love that shaped Michelle. In 1993, she did something extraordinary. She adopted a daughter, Claudia Rose, on her own. The decision was a bold statement of independence and strength, and it came just as her relationship with television writer and producer David E. Kelley blossomed. The same year, Michelle and David married, and their family grew with the birth of their son, John Henry. Michelle once said, "Having children just puts the whole world into perspective. Everything else just disappears." The philosophy helped her navigate the demanding balance between the spotlights and the shadows. With David's support, she found the strength to prioritize her family, often choosing roles that aligned with her role as a mother first. As for love, Michelle and David's relationship stands as a Hollywood anomaly, long-lasting, private, and seemingly unshaken by the tremors of Tinseltown. Their love story, albeit kept away from the prying eyes of the public, is often hinted at with tender glances on the red carpet and the occasional heartfelt acknowledgement in acceptance speeches. Through it all, Michelle's personal journey has never overshadowed her personal one. Instead, it has enriched it. Her roles often reflected depth and complexity perhaps drawn from her own experiences. From the formidable Catwoman to the fierce matriarch in The Family, Michelle brings a piece of her own tapestry into every character she plays. Before we close this chapter, let's not forget the causes close to her heart. Michelle is not just an actress, but an advocate, championing environmental issues and cancer research. Her philanthropy, often conducted quietly, is yet another layer of her profound legacy. And so we've journeyed through the life of Michelle Pfeiffer, from the sun-kissed streets of Midway City to the star-studded boulevards of Hollywood. Each chapter of her story, laced with trials and triumphs, reminds us that behind the glamour, there's grit. Behind the fame, there's family. Behind the actress, there's an artist. It's a narrative of relentless determination, a chronicle of personal evolution. And that's a wrap on the untold secrets of Michelle Pfeiffer. But the story doesn't end here. If you're captivated by the tales of Hollywood's golden era, click right here for a deep dive into the vintage bombshell beauties that left their mark on Hollywood. Remember, every star has a story waiting to be told. Until next time, keep those reels rolling. Until next time, keep those reels rolling.